From that, we'll transition quickly to the Paige stuff that came out late last week. She announced on her Twitter that in early July, I think July 7th, if I'm not mistaken, Paige is no longer with WWE, and it's not a choice of her own doing. It kind of sounded like that, her statement, because Paige, for a while, I mean, it's no secret, she's wanted to wrestle again. She feels like she's 100%. She said that in a Twitch stream the other day. She hasn't been officially cleared yet, but she feels like she can wrestle again. She wants to wrestle again. She thinks she will wrestle again. WWE will probably not clear her under the current circumstances. So I thought it might be a fact of like, all right, she wants out. They're not doing anything with her. Maybe she'll try to get cleared somewhere else, a la Daniel Bryan. But that's actually not the case. She probably would have stayed. She intended to stay, but WWE said, yeah, we're not renewing your deal. And honestly, I think what's more surprising about this than anything is the fact they didn't cut her prior to this point. I mean, they clearly do not give a fuck about honoring deals and letting people go and their contract expire. I mean, they've been letting people go left and right for a long time now. I mean, well before their deals are up. So the fact they kept Paige around for as long as they did honestly shocked me more than anything. I thought she would have been swept up in the budget cuts from a year or two ago, but to their credit, they kept her around, even though she broke her neck under their watch. But, you know, that's besides the point, I guess. But they're letting her go, and that being said, your thoughts on Paige's departure and what you think the future holds for her.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like you said, I think you kind of just slipped it in there. I think that's probably why. I mean, she did break her neck while working there, so I feel like maybe that's why she had such job security for so long. Is like they felt like, not that it was their fault, but like it was on their watch, so maybe they gave her more of a credence or a little more rope than normal people.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, she was doing anything, so maybe they felt bad and they wanted to honor her for whatever her contract was and just maybe, you know, sweeten the pot a little bit just because she did get hurt working there. But, I mean, I'm not surprised they're going to let her go. I mean, if she's not going to wrestle, I mean, they haven't really used her at all. So at this point, it's like, why pay for something that's got no value for you? I mean, if they're never going to let her wrestle again, I just don't understand why they'd keep her. Unless they're going to do something. If she was on, like, the panels and stuff, maybe. But she's not even doing that stuff. So, I mean, it makes sense in that aspect. I mean, we'll see what happens. If I was her, I mean, yeah, I understand she probably wants to wrestle again, but if she can't get cleared from a broken neck, I mean, I don't know if that's the smartest idea to get back in the ring. But, I mean, I feel like she probably will at some point. But, I mean, I wouldn't risk her health.
Well, to go back to what you said a minute ago, with the fact that they weren't using her, I think that's honestly what not really bothers me, but what surprises me is that they didn't have any other use for her. And not that they didn't originally. When she first retired, literally the next night on SmackDown, she came out and was used as an on-air authority figure, a spot that she had until December when they got rid of all authority figures in the company. At this point, they would probably... I mean, the funny thing is that we're getting authority figures now, or at least we did up until Sonya Deville's dismissal from the role. But Sonya was an authority figure on WWE TV for like twice the amount of time that Paige was. So they could have put Paige in that role if they wanted to. They didn't. Whatever. But she was a GM for a while. She was the manager for the Kabuki Warriors for a little bit in 2019. She was on that backstage show up until that got canceled for Fox. So she's been around. She did some stuff. And I think Paige is really talented. She actually pitched for the idea, she said. She mentioned this on Twitch, to be Ronda Rousey's mouthpiece, which honestly, that's not a natural pairing really at all, but I mean, Ronda Rousey's promos are terrible. They really can't get much worse, so I don't think it would have been opposed to that. I feel like that would have been a good role for her on TV.
Yeah, I mean, Ronda's just awful on the mic, so yeah, I mean, it would be kind of a random pairing, like, so they don't really have any correlation. Just like with her with the Kabuki Warriors, like that was just kind of extremely random, but I mean, I understand. Like I said, I just feel like if they weren't going to use her, like even in that like a GM role, like you said, like maybe when Sonya left, they maybe put her in there. But if they're not doing anything, they just clearly just have no interest in using her. So, I mean, letting her go when her deal expires makes sense.
Yeah, it is what it is. And to kind of mention what you mentioned a minute ago as well, as far as where she can go from here, you mentioned you think that she will wrestle again. Do you think that would be for an AEW or somewhere else, an English indie place, an indie company or whatever? Or I think she will wrestle again as well. I don't think it's impossible that she would get cleared by WWE. I mean, at this point, we haven't seen him wrestle, but Corey Graves got cleared. Christian got cleared. I mean, they had concussion-related issues, as did Daniel Bryan. But, I mean, Sting wrestled again. He had, very serious neck issues. Not cleared by WWE, but he went to AEW, and he's been wrestling fairly regularly over there. Edge had very serious neck issues, and he was cleared by WWE, albeit because AEW offered him a deal. Clearly, they see Edge as more of a priority than Paige. I understand that, but Yeah, I think she'll probably wrestle again and probably wrestle again on a major stage. I would just give it time. She's young enough to where I think it can happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think she will. I mean, if she can get cleared, sure. But if not, I wouldn't push the envelope.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised. But we'll see what the future holds for her. She'll be gone from WWE in early July, so I don't know if WWE or what use AEW would have for her beyond wrestling if she was. I mean, they already have enough women. I'm not even saying all elite. Those memes are probably out by now, I imagine. But we'll see. I'm curious to see what she does now, and it might be nothing for a while. I mean, reportedly, she was making a lot of money off of Twitch, so she may not even have to work for another company for another long time to come. So it might be a couple of years before we see her in a ring, but honestly, I feel like it's more a matter of when and not if we see Paige wrestle again in any promotion, whether it be an indie company or something like that. It's more a matter of when than if at this point, in my opinion.